This is an overview of a Digidesign Control 24 control surface. In this video we aim to give you the basic knowledge required to mix and record using this console. Navigating Pro Tools using the Control 24 is done by using the 4 directional cursors. In navigation mode, the up and down cursors will select tracks, whereas the left and right will move the playhead between the start and end points of audio regions within the selected track. Selecting the zoom option will allow the left and right cursor to zoom in and out horizontally, while selecting the up and down will change the size of a waveform display within the audio regions. There are also shortcuts to the mix and edit pages. The playhead can be controlled using the Control 24's transport section. It can also be controlled using the scroll wheel, which can be changed between scrub and shuttle modes depending on what is needed. The monitoring section allows the user to change between stereo, LCRS and 5.1 speaker configurations. All of these are controlled by the main monitor level. There is also a mono switch which allows for the stereo feed to be summed to mono in order to check for phasing problems. At the bottom of the monitor section, there are separate mute and solo switches for each channel of the 5.1 surround system. Finally, there are also select and level controls for alternate monitors. The communication section of the Control 24 contains the level controls for the talkback and headphones, along with the listen back and monitor to aux send. In order to record into the Control 24, the inputs for each channel must be configured. To do this, select Assign and then Input. The scribble strip will then show the inputs for each channel. Use the data encoders to select the channel that you need. Once all the inputs are correctly configured, press the Assign button again to leave the Inputs menu. Next, configure the high-pass filter and source select switch to match what is required. Finally, record on the track and bring the gain level up so that a consistent signal is being outputted into Pro Tools. To record, simply press Record and then Play, and then stop as soon as you want to stop recording. Selecting Quick Punch mode will allow you to start recording whilst the track is already playing. On all of the channel paths, there are mute, solo and channel select switches. There is also an insert switch which brings up the menu of the plugins used on that channel up on the scribble strip. From here they can be selected and then the parameters edited using the data encoders. Here we can see a compressor and an EQ being configured using the data encoders. There are also dedicated EQ and dynamic switches on the channel path. These link directly to any EQ or compression plugins used on that channel. The pan-send switch brings up the pan and send information for that channel up on the scribble strip. From there, they can be edited using the data encoders. The signal routing system of Pro Tools can be controlled using the Control 24. In this example, we will configure an auxiliary track to act as a fallback monitoring path. To do this, we will press Send A and then Assign to create bus outputs on the channels we want to send to the fallback. Using the channel encoders, we will select the buses that we are going to use. Press Assign and then Send to exit the Send menu. Finally, configure the inputs and outputs of the fallback channel. We can now use the flip switch to control the outputs of the buses using the main faders. Using the channel encoders we can pan the sends, and by pressing them we can change them to either post fader or pre-fader.